Binary Pals. It is your friend Sarah and Lux here with a very special game. Ooh, that's wiggling out my fucking lights. What? Okay. And I'm back in my seat. Ah. Okay. I have a funky setup this time, considering this game is an interesting UI. It's my usual setup would not work. So, new game. I'm gonna go for creating my own. So, I'm gonna absolutely beef. I'm gonna go for 4413. Signature skill. This is one that's gonna stick with us for a long ass time. And honestly, I kind of want it to be Inland Empire because Inland Empire has some of the most beautiful writing I have ever seen. So, boom. I'll have plenty of time to adjust things. Again.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. You're conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Big fucking mood.
Ever. Never, ever.
I'm just gonna keep on non-existing.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
This is great.
Yes, it is.
What's that about the X something?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Be aware is the greatest curse of all. But, no. I wanted to know more about the X something.
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
I want to get off now. I like pain and burning lights and wanting things from people who don't want to give them to me.
Do you really?
I do. Me off.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
I will not take shit from my own goddamn brain. Sorry, from my fucking limbic system. You wanna fucking fight, nerd?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Ooh, I like the voice for Inland Empire. Tell me, what's waiting for me?
There's this giant ball there. And evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically All just evil apes
apes
juking it out on a
a
giant
giant ball.
ball.
Not smaller the apes.
Infinitesimally small.
How big is the ball?
You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large.
And this duking it out I keep hearing about, what's that?
Vying for resources. It's just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
That's sad.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago.
What do you mean by drown?
You lost.
Oh, I like that little sound tickling at my spine.
The sound outside, you recognize it. It's a Caprice Commander motor carriage.
Open our eyes. Monkey fight! Monkey fight! Monkey fight! Monkey fight! We are actually exceptionally poorly equipped for a monkey fight. Especially considering, oh boy, that is quite a sight. But let's take a moment to look at our stat list. 1. Everything here. We are not equipped for the monkey fight. We are a smart sad boy. We're not a strong boy. We're a smart boy. Take a look around the room. Maybe get our pants on.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Fish them out.
It says whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
We are not a powerful gorilla. Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. We just fucking eviscerated that cassette. Someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Get our shirt. Free decor. We'll worry about the tile in a moment. The bottle. Ooh, the bottles in the bathtub. Wine, beer, and sweet liquors. Love this little icon
A
before we get
mirror
it.
hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Really? Nothing?
Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
Wipe the mirror.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Oh, one moment. The puppy wants in. Come on, in. Baby. Come on, you don't get to whine like that and then not come in. Come on, up, up, up. Good boy. He bork, he whine. Okay. I might adjust where my model's at. Just a tick. I don't know. I just set this up in a hurry. But let's see. Just touch it first. There's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
What? Wrong.
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
Tongue's okay.
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
I'm not taking that one because I don't want to be a fucking sorry cop. Scared. I want to stop
Don't be
doing
scared.
this.
It's only your face. It's not like anyone's going to see it.
Flip the mirror.
Behold,
Ah!
you have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Of course I do. It's, the face of some kind of superstar. I think I'm a superstar.
It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
I'm not making it. The face is just making itself.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
Try to stop.
Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Superstardom. I think it's supposed to be suggestive. I'm afraid it's meant for the ladies. Ooh.
Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies, whatever happens.
No one tells me what to do.
That's right. Not even yourself. Go ahead, try something. It's not an order.
So these are white checks. These can be attempted again whenever I upgrade my skills. So I can come back here and retry it later. So I'll take a 28%. Let's see. We're going to dig deep into our mind and locate the source of the expression.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Dear God.
For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million.
The best thing about the Final Cut is that I get to hear all of these like ridiculous French names and never have to attempt to pronounce them. I would fucking humiliate myself trying to pronounce them before. Oh my God, I have such a bad physical instrument that if I take one bit of damage, I'm going to fucking die. Oh, I need to upgrade that a little bit.
If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
I love the phrase regional mega hit. How long ago was the new?
Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
This is the Coomer, by the way. Anything else? Like who I am, or why I drank myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice canema.
That's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Alright, let's... So, this is very low. Again, even with +2, it's still really low because we have no physical at all. But let's attempt to stop the expression happening.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Minor neurological miracle. Sounds like a really good fucking punk band. Let the mirror be for now. White satin shirt. Dressed. I'm baby. How we look? Oh, this will be a fun one.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world.
Grab the tie.
You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you.
Oof.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
I'm guessing this is bad.
Very, very bad. This is the end bad. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do.
I have
It
1
gets
HP.
So dark. You don't even see her face.
I have
Like you
1
always
HP. I
felt
just
you
had a
would.
heart attack
You
trying to
only
grab
see
my
pain
tie.
and fear.
I had a
Cox
heart
suffers
attack trying to
final
grab
heart
my
attack.
tie. Oh, I gotta make a new one. Oh, it didn't give me a save. Okay. Okay, here. We're gonna... #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we about to get down. We're gonna go 2 in physique this time, so I don't have a fucking heart attack trying to do something basic. We're just gonna skedaddle through all of this. Oh, I really did an excellent job building my character. In the literal tutorial, I had a heart attack.
There is never
Never, ever, ever.
an inordinate amount of time.
That about the X
there.
something.
No, coming right up, sir.
Look it up now.
Do you
We're just gonna
really?
scoop through here.
You wouldn't like... Yes.
I'm an idiot, a
Somewhere
brave
like a
idiot.
fly.
You can take it. You're a champion.
Mother help me, there's a head attached to my neck and I'm in it.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound. A clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is.
Alright, let's speed run through our bender. Yeah, my entire setup was glass cannon.
You hear it. It says,
I'm just gonna skip through all of these because we did these last time. Vendor speed run. Grab this here shoe. Green shoe, left foot. Alright, see, now we have 2 HP, so I can suffer a mild amount of heart attack damage grabbing my fucking tie. Let's get through here.
a mirror. Hot water.
Beep.
Suddenly, you realize you have no memory.
Really, nothing. Wipe the
As
mirror.
you abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you... Yeah. There is definitely something wrong with it.
See, I hadn't considered... I wanted to fail the check because I thought it would be funny. And you know what? It was, just not in the way I expected. But then I forgot that I had 1 HP. And that if I fail even a singular thing, I die. Oh.
Where to even begin? It's not. It's swollen. Don't be scared. Behold. You have no
Behold.
idea who this thing... It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Please stop. Oh my... What does it even mean? What is the
Stardom.
emotion? You should check yourself for a pulse. You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive. And like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all
Well, we
you
failed
know
it this
for
time.
now.
Let's see if we can attempt.
It's
Nope.
too late. Like an...
Alright. Well, this time we can go grab our tie.
This fan has two... Or has it been consigned? The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning. The necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. If it's your friend, why was it up there? Who ties their friend to a ceiling fan? Maybe this thing is dangerous somehow. An ominous, foreboding feeling fills you as you look at the tie.
Pull on the light bulb.
Terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. The lights are off.
Let's go find our other shoe. Okay, let's make a quick save because I am monkey.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
Did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
That's the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
Dear God.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
I don't need it. I don't need anyone.
The window agrees. Its cracked smile is cold and sparkly.
Is there anything else? No, I believe it's time to let ourselves out into the world. Let's begin by swiping some petty change. I'm gonna go grab our shoe from the balcony. Also, just vibed to the soundtrack for a bit. Smell of the sea makes you busy. Gust of briny wind washes over you.
There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet, like two baby crocodiles.
That they fit.
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Alright, we've got our kicks. So while that loads, I'm just gonna check some messages. Just taking a sec to plug myself. As there are a bunch of chats here, and I am vain and desperate for attention. Oh. There we go. Time for, dear God, our first social interaction.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Officer? Like military personnel?
No.
She seems perplexed by your question.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
No authority. Then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Pulls on her cigarette. Kidding me?
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time.
Takes another drag. All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
What business is that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
In their right mind would let me be an officer of the law.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
A glib remark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself.
Shut up, authority.
Retreat is not a winning tactic.
Try about it, authority. Try the expression on her. Let her know that you want her. Physically.
The words have already left your mouth.
I want to have fuck with you.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again. No, you see, that's not what you said. You said...
Oh, the acting is good. She's unable to finish, consumed with
Come
laughter.
on, man. Pretty, please. One more time.
I said, I want to have fuck with you.
Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you?
I'm a cop of the apocalypse.
Has the time come already?
Let's see. Yes, we are mere minutes away from the total collapse of reality.
Mere minutes. I should go and prepare then. Thank you. This has been delightful. I hope it does all come crashing down. Otherwise...
Extinguishes their cigarette. God, so that is one of those occasions where failing a check is just so much better than passing it.
It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me.
Berserker!
And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
Like she left a nice long stub in this ashtray. Okay. Weekend edition of the satirical newspaper, Trompe le Monde. You're gonna have to deal with me in my terrible French. So is there anything else up here to check out? There's Classia's room. That's about it. Okay. Time for another social interaction, and this one far less pleasant. There he is. There's our man. There's our boy. Just play the Gura clip. This is where the lyrics would be. Big old karaoke mic, waiting for someone to sing into. Baker is connected to the radio. Music is seasoned with static.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
Soul is immense. My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard.
It must be heard.
Through a PA system, by other people.
This goes well with the theory I'm developing. I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
What should I sing when it comes
You
to
have
it?
not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
Lamentation sounds good. They'll really get a gauge on my soul with that.
Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic song. Who's laughing now? No one. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
Finish the thought. We get on stage and pose. Strike a pose. This feels right. You belong here.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he is purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan.
Look at the stuffed bird. This is not the approach.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Thank you, Encyclopedia.
Something about it makes you feel bitter.
Great Skua, right?
Look, your buddy is over there.
To the door, so a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Look like a bartender.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
The difference.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
He shrugs.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
She just... what?
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
I sense you're not a fan of mine. Now we say it.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
So not only am I a cop, but I'm also a hero.
Yes, you are. A real decorated hero.
What did I do?
What did you not do? First you took the body down, then you solved the murder, then you didn't trash my hostel room. Maybe you even negotiated the strike.
My God, I did all those things?
No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful since you got here.
What have I been doing then? Have you seen me around?
No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
Looks down again and keeps plucking at the bird. Leave. Leave him to his bird. Menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. Woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today starts in a man's handwriting. Water cooler. Large bubble is rising. Door is bolted. Sign reads, kitchen is reserved for personnel until 1300. An electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. Oh, there's a lot of little bubbles here. Ooh. Oh, let's go pluck some money out of here. Ooh, drugs. Take drugs, punch bear. Take drugs, punch bear. Summer door closed for the winter. Sign reads, mess hall reserved for union members. Doors open 1600. The Royal Pinball Machine is on. No, take drugs, pet mailbox. We are nice to the mailbox in this chat. Bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. And is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. Back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Let's try it.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room.
Let's pick up the pills then.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Seeing ya. Just keep our boy waiting.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
He nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket.
Hello, you shouldn't keep your...
Alright, I can't keep Kim waiting any longer.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Hold on. Who's he to me?
He is your half-brother.
Take his hand.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Alright, conceptualization. Invent a name for yourself.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
It is not yet time.
Okay then.
He processes the information and then disregards
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupy.
Mean him? Nod towards the cafeteria manager. Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. Aware I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
Taps his foot, more out of habit than impatient. What interviews?
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
I have, yeah.
Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Ew.
So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
What are we supposed to do again?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
But I can't remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
Have I told you I'm not really a police officer?
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will.
And then, soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees.
But
Thank you,
first,
Logic.
we have to take it down.
How can you be so sure I'm from the...
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
In this stream, we don't talk shit about IAA.
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation.
That insignia, these white rectangles, you mean?
Yes,
But they're just white rectangles.
they're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
But shouldn't I have a badge or something?
You mean you don't have a badge?
I have my badge. I'm a policeman and I have my badge.
Oh, if you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
Let's roll.
After you, officer.
We got our man. We got our boy. There. Snow melts in the wheelbarrow. The street sign reads, "Fuck the police." Let's go home. The street name is illegible.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
Unsurprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
There's some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Who are you exactly?
Me? I am just a gardener.
Good to meet you, just a gardener. Another question then.
I am pleased to meet you too, officer.
What's this fuck the police business?
Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Street sign says fuck the police.
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
What about the other sign? Pigs go home? Where are these pigs?
I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Nighttime. Need directions.
Since the street sign's messed up? Okay. What do you need?
Looking for a dead body.
Oh, that's right there, in the yard.
She's relieved someone has come for it. Finally.
Where am I?
What do you mean?
I'm disoriented. Where I am.
Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Didn't seem uncomfortable with the level of disorientation you're displaying. We'll figure out the rest.
No
friend.
problem.
Have
Of
to
course.
run.
I won't hold you back.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
Can I borrow your gloves?
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Hands with the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Thank you. Whip these fuckers. Take a look around. Pick them up if you had a bag. Take a step in front of there.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage.
Open the door.
In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pull out the toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Just grab
The
everything.
pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Rubber handled. Yeah. Rubber handled chain cutters.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand.
Hand crank flashlight.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well made. Police issue, blue.
A pog. I was wondering what the fucking fastest route to become a communist art cop was.
Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
In the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Tap on the preheater.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC.
Look at the
The
radio.
frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Come in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker. Copy.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
It's swear she was friendly with the lieutenant. Connect me with the 41st precinct. There's something I need to report.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard. The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
Forest Agent, Station 41. I've got an urgent business, over.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over.
Just reporting in, over.
10-18, state your message, sir.
Need to report my badge missing.
But you said... never mind.
Get my
10-9,
line.
over.
My badge. Can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone.
10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Make the tactical decision to say nothing.
Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think? It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
Maybe I am Dick Mullen.
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Haha, officer lost his badge. Haha, like I'm the first cop to ever misplace his badge.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Mullen dicked us.
Can we just move on? This is just pathetic. Can we move on? I want to report it. I want to get it reported and be done with it.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Could you please stop saying lost his badge for a moment?
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
Say nothing.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it.
We have other things to
10-9,
discuss.
come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too. Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun, too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
I don't have my gun?
No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you.
Don't sweat it, Bratan. You don't need a gun to have
I
fun.
love it.
We can still have fun. It's not all over.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
I convinced them that you didn't lose your gun.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
No, of course I didn't lose my gun. Fuck it, I didn't lose my gun.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his phone, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will do.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
All right, we have a number of routes to go here. Now, do we want to go the ridiculous route, or do I want to, like, ask Kit? Fucking ridiculous. For starters, it is massive! Got flared cooling vents along the front and hydrogen flasks sticking out, too.
10-9, come again, please. Over.
Got a magnetic accelerator and arc that accelerates an energized ball of periwinkle blue hydrogen-based plasma to leer out.
I'm going to need to put you on speaker for a second. Over.
In contact, it detonates with the power of a dying star, erasing every living thing from existence. Oh, and did I mention it was dripping with sexy blue plasma?
The officer is describing his genitalia in exaggerated terms. Over.
Host in heaven. Did he lose his gun and his mind? Dear God, he lost his gun? Oh my, I can't. This isn't really a laughing matter. Mac can face a giant of Coco Noor by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants. Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he still got his wiener.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over.
Yeah, I lost my wiener too. Just lay off, okay?
He acknowledges your joke and asks you to lay off.
Lay off? Lay off? Tell him we'll lay off when he retrieves the goddamn police property that he has been entrusted with.
Satellite Officer...
I heard him and I'm on it.
Affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his firearm.
This man is cartoonishly French.
Oh, God,
Man is fighting back tears.
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over.
Then.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around Communication Officer Jules Oldboy Pidier, around a dozen cops. The small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter, when Officer Judith Minot enters. Her left arm is in bandages, and her hair trimmed short.
What is going on here? Did something happen?
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his badge and his sidearm. He seemed confused, delirious even.
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance.
Yeah, Mullen was fucked alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me.
Yeah, Mac's right. That was some gnarly shit there.
Don't be mean to me.
Enough! None of this is funny. It's fucking sad. That's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us, goddamn this.
We must help him.
Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning and get him on carrot juice? He's a lost man.
I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain, or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of days to
Man,
put
we are
his
a
shit
train
together.
wreck.
I guess I can hold off the report for a few days.
Good. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now get back to work.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage.
We not have the thought cabinet yet?
Yes?
I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me?
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Should I concentrate on?
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
Afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
Talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
Not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Tell me about you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have a little rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, like when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations, like your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
I get it, you're one of those old school.
So what? That makes you the new school? God spare us. For real detective work, nothing beats a good notebook by your
He's
side.
just holding a fucking flashlight in his face.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
No, I don't.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
What's a secret about it?
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall.
What can I do about it?
Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it.
Silently scream for help.
If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he could wreak. Fortunately, he is a committed officer of the RCM. He'll only use his powers for the good of the investigation. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
About the case.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious. Could it be sexy?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Sure, there's not some sex angle we could be considering.
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
The wary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Oh, all three of these are good. All three of these are good. It could just be sex murder.
That's commendable. Was there anything else?
It can still be an otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even. He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit, then hit him with it.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
No, literally nothing about it, only what you told me before.
Do you want me to brief you?
Brief? Yeah, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Who's the caller?
To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled, using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Of course, yes, I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
I have all I need for now.
Good.
No, we'll wait on it. We gotta wait on it. We have to convince Kim there's a sexy dark mystery twist, and we have to wait. Okay, can I don't think I can go inside. Oh, there he is. There's that little fucking goblin. The roar wears a crown, ribbon below, the light above descending. Municipality of Revachol.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags. There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
I'm looking at your trash container. Trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in here? Trash?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Then we should open it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That.
This trash container is locked.
We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
The right tool.
This trash container is locked.
Very low.
The sliding lid has a padlock that says Whirling in Rags. Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending.
The fuck kind of metal of this? This is fucking shit!
The quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
He's enjoying your little failure. He finds it amusing. He's reveling in sweaty rage on your face.
Even the pry bar with all your weight.
There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong, but nothing else comes to mind.
Kick the container.
Unsatisfying, hurtful. You hear a ringing sound, but not quite hollow. The can seems to be full.
That I can't pry it
Let's ask
open.
the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
Ah, fine, last cart for the key.
Hello again, sweetie. I see you've met up with your colleague.
The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie?
Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
Maybe I am.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
I don't know. Maybe I have.
You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides.
Your advances haven't thrown her off one bit. In another place and time, she would have probably welcomed your attention.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
There's glitter over the rims of her glasses, looks up, smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
A war zone. At the edge of the world.
It does still look like that in some parts of the city, doesn't it? We are in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, dear, and the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol.
Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
All I know is we're approaching the end times.
Perhaps, dear. Perhaps. But for now, it's just the spring of 51.
She is perturbed by your not knowing what year it is, but not by your mention of the apocalypse. It must be the end times. The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
But they still have cops.
There's no government. How come there are cops? No, I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed.
It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now, the RCM is all we've got.
There's no government. How come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
The revolution.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
What does that have to do with there not being any cops?
It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things? And how can I help you?
How'd I do?
You didn't do too well, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
She means this sincerely. Worrying won't do you any good.
Well, who can tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
Gotta get going now.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Alright, it's time to meet this oh, wait. I need to get the key. And then I can meet the nasty little goblin.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
It's gold and orange like a forest fire, but smells like liquor.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, man, help me out. What is gold and orange and smells like liquor?
It's you. It's obviously you. You smell like liquor. And you're orange.
See? Everyone agrees it's your color scheme. We're on the right track with this name thing.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
For a moment, the cafeteria manager fidgets under the lieutenant's gaze. Then he gives in.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Find a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Right then, questions, I got this.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
Where exactly
Behind
is the
this
body?
building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
How do we get there, then?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice.
Killed him.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Kill him?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Why did Sylvie go away?
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this.
No, before I asked you where, now I'm asking you why.
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
He opens a little book at the corner of her. Number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Mystery solved.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct.
Stuff gets on my nerves. I'm a feminist.
What?
Right? I know one thing about myself, it's that I am a total feminist.
Is that so? Mr. Feminist?
That's all.
Let's go.
Not so fast, Mr. Feminist. You owe me 130 real.
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. It must be merely imagination. But
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
That's the way I noticed.
one moment you're running like the wind, then you've suddenly turned around and are giving him the finger, furiously, with both hands. Why?
Fuck you, asshole! Oh, the lady in the wheelchair is right behind me, isn't she?
That's true, yes, and it's worrying. But let's not fixate on it. Look at that stupid bartender instead. He has no idea what's going on. You and your fuck you fingers floating in the air. Barkeep's got his mouth agape like an idiot. You showed him.
Why did I do this? Why did I have to use both my heads to flip him off? Why both?
Watch out!
Everything goes dark.
Back so soon.
So worth it.
Admit it. You just missed the quarter light. The darkness on the edge of town. I was wrong to let you go. I should have kept you here. Is it bright where you are? Is it terrifying? Have you felt the love?
Sure as hell haven't felt no love.
That is too bad. We all need a little love. Are you okay?
No, you have sustained a trauma to your lower neck. In addition, you have strained your left trapezius muscle. Pain surges down your back when you move.
No, are you okay?
The chair took the brunt of it. Don't worry.
Are you sure, ma'am?
Yes. Check on him.
Sir, I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry. This has always been a cop-friendly place. The drinks are on the house, okay? There were a lot of drinks on the tab. I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window, though. That's 100 square.
He's shaken. Barter now and he'll cave in.
I won't pay for that window. Ouch!
Okay, fine. I'll take it off your bill. Sleep in a post-apocalyptic hellhole if you want to. Just know I won't give you another room.
Cool.
Not entirely cool. You still owe me 60 real for 3 nights stay. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there.
Stairs towards your room.
And for God's sake, watch out for yourself.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Do I even have one?
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
Up on Marble Hill.
Why did you say that?
Synapses. Name must have some meaning for me.
The old thesaurus comes up empty. Maybe you should ask the lieutenant.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, you know a place called Marble Hill?
No. But isn't that an expression, not a place?
Present.
A saying. Up on Marvel Hill, a great high place. One that is impossible to climb back to.
That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
I'll live in a dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop!
Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages.
Oh god, that's my favorite fucking line of dialogue. Wait, do we have thought cabinet? See, and sometimes failing a check can be infinitely more entertaining than passing it. Oh, I still needed to ask him for the key. I came in, I've gone in and out like 3 times now.
Can I help you?
Trash container out back yours.
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I know what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yum, tell me more.
He killed himself.
Huh. Maybe I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Oh, wait. Whisper. Point to the back of your head. What if I am Krasmazov?
We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. This was about the trash container.
I need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
You wait and see, cafeteria manager. Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
Goodbye. Jeez, it! All right, I should be able to be a communist soon. I finally got the key that I went in 3 times for. Stop.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags.
Padlock
with a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
Open it.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Digging Hobocop style for extra content.
Wow, an Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon. Half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
Oh, what's a knock cannon?
It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat string of pearls snaking around the rotten banana peels, however. And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000, easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself.
I am into hi-fi.
That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there. There's just food waste and crisp wrappings.
Cruel jest. There must be something.
All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
Look in the boxes
You
of carton.
see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note,
Turbo
however.
noodles.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Bag the
Guitar
trousers.
marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Ask the kids who put them there.
What's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Check it out.
They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it. A great bloodletting to begin.
What are you talking about?
I speak of the tongue.
Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue.
I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
I believe.
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
What time?
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Another thing on the long list of stuff that I'm insanely grateful for the full cut, where I would not be able to pronounce this for even a fucking second. I'd be like Taoyvig.
Ulogu Theodos, Xeno Zausin, Ipoli Osithian, Echondes Fronisin.
Okay. When did this countdown begin?
Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality, are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
Because of all the insane world-ending stuff I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
I'm a little afraid.
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos. Perhaps, just a thought, this has something to do with the hangover.
Can I be an art hobo cop, communist of the apocalypse? Is that too many hats?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
I might have to choose a couple then. I do like being fucking insane. Checking in. Can I do all of the above? Yeah, fuck yeah.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
I only have to pursue what I want to pursue. Spoiled meat and curdled dairy. The human being decomposes. Kid's ladder is rickety but still climbable. Ladders for kids that wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. Trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Look down.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
What is that? Why is it so bad?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Time to puke.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
Corpse.
Keep it.
Yeah?
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Ammonia would help?
If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
But not you.
I can't handle the headache.
Where do we get ammonia from?
There is Frit nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't, there's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Pretty clever.
Alrighty. Bonnie. Mechanism is an oxidizing some ears.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Why am I looking at the roofing?
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets. Easy on the eyes. Rhythmic pattern. Calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. No, there's more to this. You get this strange feeling. Hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones.
Need to level perception. I mean, I plan on it anyway. I didn't even ask for. Alright, let's give that another try.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
Pull the panels aside.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Take a look inside. Silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Taking narcotics here. Perhaps the police should intervene.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However...
Points to the ladder in the corner.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
I was going to suggest we use the ladder for the corpse. Up and up. Where's gonna collapse soon? I'm just gonna pick up here. I think I can get that bottle when I get the bag.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Look, Lieutenant. Look, the flapping cloak. Someone left his cloak behind.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
Judges the jump.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Look around.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
Motherfucker! I can't whistle. That's a huge crane!
Yes, that's one way of putting it. It's certainly an impressive achievement of engineering. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
It's the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind. You go for it?
What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They're bound to have information for us. I thought that was our intention. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
Do you really think this cloak is mine? I go for it?
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what his pockets may
Let's go for it! Oh, this is gonna go well.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here.
We can't do that right now.
Sure.
Jump next time.
Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
Alright, we've almost got our way into the harbor. We'll work on it. Ah, fuck, you're right. I should just take my pants off. Alright. Next level I get, I'm putting into savoir faire. And I can't even attempt French. I'm gonna fucking take off my pants and shoes and new in there. So, where were we? We were at the corpse.
There, he still is.
Alright, I need to get ammonia. Hey there, you little gremlin. Hello, ma'am.
Hello again, officer.
The partner
How are
told you
things?
you may have ammonia. Can I have some?
Sure, I'm done with it. Go
Fog.
easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Run. Eh, I'm never gonna check Freed either way.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Hmm? Oh, that's the tear machine.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine, then it gives you money.
How do I pick up tear for the tear machine?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there somewhere.
See if we can find the bag. I think the bag was somewhere around here. Found it. Hey, cowboy. Are you using this? Wild seabirds. Oh yeah, the best minigame. It's motherfucking garbage time.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest.
You made a garbage.
Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Poor little viewer.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Look inside.
A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this to be the Star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo, the central symbol of the Pericarnassian Church, a star, a great moral height to be strived towards.
Anyhow.
The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Ben would kick your head.
Probably some kids.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
Tourist attraction, dude.
There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. It didn't stick. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the union leader. He muscled them out. It's how it usually goes around here.
Cool. I dig organized crime.
That's
Best.
odd. I could swear you were a police officer.
A quick combo of chairs. Striking woman leans against the cabin
A
top of her
striking
sailing
woman
boat.
leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What's the L stand
My
for?
maiden name. Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What is implied here? That you're a drunk? She hasn't actually said it to every drunk in town. It was spoken in jest.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
My goddamn working man, I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. Oh God, the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
What a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
In archipelago.
I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
Still haven't seen anyone else sell boat
I
around
haven't
here.
seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a type.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
You do.
Before you do, it would be pertinent to ask other questions. Gather more info on this boat of hers.
Do you have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
What kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
Cool, but the boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about sleek fish?
What?
Is sleek fish like?
I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you.
Do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Going for the economics of this boat you're on.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Sesamundo. Class wartime, baby!
May I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Fire back quick. Damn it.
She takes a sip.
Okay.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
They will come in my head, the
As
arguments.
they do.
The thoughts happen inside his brain.
It will help.
It doesn't.
Keep waving your hands slowly.
My, it's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
Except he isn't.
The lieutenant is satisfied with where this is going.
Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what is happening here.
I told you his methods are unconventional.
It was quite a while ago, but I think, yes, we were discussing my fast, large, ineluctably middle-class boat.
Can we
Oh
go for it
my,
again?
The E word.
Detective, may I remind...
Then what does that 33A? Yes. Anyway. Good. Of course, detective.
Is that enough?
Hey.
Psst. Yeah, it's time.
Psst. Hey, you.
Oh, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Can't argue with that.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like me.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
What's this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Hey.
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
Hell yeah.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
Roll up your sleeves and start building communism.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Oh yeah. We'll work on that one for a bit. All right. Now we can start working on communism. Oh yeah, I do have detective shit to do.
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Good mail box.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
I feel you, mail collection box.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow.
Be nice to the mailbox. Inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. Inside apartment. Like there was more construction there once. I will not stand for this mailbox slander. You get the fuck out right now. I will not stand for that slander.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Can you give me some money?
Voila, you're doing it.
Help me, I'm poor and I need money to keep living.
Yes, of course. I'm sad to hear that. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this.
Like
Could it be that she somehow knows more
cent.
about your predicament than she's letting on?
60
That's a
real.
good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
What can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? I lost badges related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Could have eaten it for all I know. Remember anything? The world, the city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
She must have been suspecting something for a while now.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of arrangement would it be?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort. Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all along. That you convince yourself into colluding with her. Feelings will guide the way.
And I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case I'm solving.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Boat, for example, at a home somewhere. I only have this case.
Officer.
I don't remember anything except this lynching. There's only this coast and this lynching.
I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
Like what?
The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Urinal? Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Cool.
Way cool. It says, everyone look at me and my toilet paper covered cop ledger. I don't care. My ledger is droopy and it smells like a urinal.
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger across the aluminum.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. Kind of information.
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Mention the headlights of your Kanema.
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Thank you.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Mention of a naming convention.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Ooh, they're written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Yeah, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
Ew.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have a case named the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. he died. It was a workplace accident.
2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. Not sure I completed them.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
God knows I've made my share. He tries not to think of them. Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely 1 more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Commit to paper!
Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event.
Tim, do you have a pen?
The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder, like large caliber bullets on an ammo belt. He is not really saying anything, just standing there, looking at them. Absolutely motionless at first, then animated slowly, imperceptibly even. The lieutenant begins to browse his notes again, leaving you to the case files. The threat has passed. He is thankful it has passed, and that he's gotten to keep both pens. Onto the paper with a brash free hand, uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
That's the ones you already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Furies are at home in the mirror.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
Yes, you know what that normal name is, but it's so plain. Anything else, please.
Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Done inspecting these?
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from it. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Huh. Hey, weren't these officer precincts?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Horace Debbie Behringer? Pram Darjan Binzakin?
Yeah, no.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start? Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it, in the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
It looked really cool. Rock band.
Yes, as you said here, insufferable rock and roll assholes. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it was. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it, too, where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next?
I can revisit this.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard. In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What
3.
forms are there?
The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Misconduct fine.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields, but they appear pleasantly vague. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Field autopsy?
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
I'll put it away for right now, because I'm going to take a brief moment to save. Because I am getting tired and hungry, and I could use a nap. I've been going for about 2.5 hours. Thank you very much to everybody who came by. It means a lot to me. I'm glad that I was able to